friends and loved ones and curious haters. We could have started the play button 10 minutes ago. It's just sort of the Tonya Lindsay Show. But let's start it now. Old lady things. Shout out to Jan Chrome. Okay, first, check in. How are you, Mama?
Meh. Yeah, been better.
Been better. Meh. It is November 15th. Friday. Okay. I'm happy it's the weekend.
Yeah, how are you?
Super happy. Grieving. I guess that's why I want to talk about grief, because
Do it.
I felt a good deal. I have felt of it, and I'm feeling it now. Grief. A lot of grief. But like, sometimes, okay, this is Pisces things, but like Pisces moon things. Sometimes I'm feeling emotions that aren't mine. So I can also feel like the collective. People I love, people are my friends. I'm also feeling their grief and their fear and anxiety, and which is a blessing as a human, but it's also a lot. Check in. There we are.
Okay.
So in general, what you been working on in life? I could share something, I guess.
Yes. Like,
what's your purpose? Sorry, mommy. My bad.
we're very different places in our discomfort right now, but we're both uncomfortable
I reckon.
for different reasons. But in life, you've been talk about it.
Yeah. So what I've started now is just going through all the stuff I've accumulated in that house since having kids, since moving in, really, and redirecting its existence out of my house, however that looks. I may have been hitting some of you up to take some of this stuff. A lot of it I pick up and I'm like, oh, that's for blah, blah, blah. And so message them. So I've been busy. I have taken the last 2 days off of work. I have been busy preparing. It feels like preparing to leave Tennessee. So it feels like a lot of grief. A lot of, not for Tennessee, but Memphis. For the community that I've sort of been in now for 2007. Shy of 15 years, but 2007. Duh. Wait, it's 2000 what? 24?
Well, it's over with, so almost 18 years.
Almost 18 years. Whoa. So like my heart's here. So there's so many facets of grief for that. But anyway, that's my check-in. I'm sure a lot of you are feeling your own style of grief or whatever you're feeling. Discomfort. Okay, so of course the elephant in the room, I would say, is the election. So Mom and I don't agree on everything, which is cool. But our bottom lines, what is common is that both of our bottom lines are very reasonable. The thing that matters most to her makes perfect sense for what matters most to her. And then same for me. And I think that's maybe a thread to like repair with folks worth repairing with. Hear me. Okay? Because some of that shit, who is that? Glorilla. And if there's any blessing blockers, Lord, help me cut them ties. Those folks, no, I'm not trying to reach across to cruelty and bigotry and all that shit. I'm trying to reach towards my loved ones that have like legit ass beefs with the government and with the way our society's going. So I thought that would be helpful to talk about the election bottom line. And I just remembered it's right before Thanksgiving. So maybe we have a little bit of advice around that as we enter those spaces. Okay. So yeah, Mom and I are just enjoying some delicious frozen berries from the Costco with some whipped cream, and it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about like food and stuff.
Health of our bodies.
The health of our bodies. Like, Mom, that's been a struggle for you your entire life. You had to fight for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's so important to you. And it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me more.
Well, I mean, just, a birth defect, and I don't have the luxury of abusing my body in ways that typical people can.
That's right.
What I see happening over the past few decades is our food system being just, I don't know the word. There's too many words.
Mechanized.
Adulterated. And
divorced from the land.
I don't want to be catastrophic, but the word comes to mind is poisonous and non-nutritious. And it goes even as far as the soil that we have left to even grow things is running out of cycles, because we don't do regenerative farming. We do the mass farming.
Yeah.
And then the chemicals in the food are just
money out we can. Chemicals in the food. Sorry.
Chemicals in the food and the processed food. The number of ingredients in our food.
Yeah.
What's in it, and the fact that how many ingredients we allow here that no one else does in the world.
Right.
Gives me a pause. Also, well,
we can talk about off topics.
Yeah, sorry.
Like, okay, let's not talk. It's really hot button because of the nominations coming up. So maybe we don't talk about that yet.
Talk about what? Oh.
Even though it's related
to
what you're saying.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay. Sorry, a little side there. We'll edit it out if we ever learn how to do that. My God, my teenager's blowing up my phone. I love you.
Maybe the turning off my pay thing did something.
Okay, let's pause it. Okay, slight interruption. Sorry, I'll probably upload. And you're still chewing. What an asshole. I'm an asshole. Berries have seeds, and we're trying to not be seedy on camera. That was pretty. You're welcome. Anyway, so you were saying about what we put into our body.
Mm-hmm.
Please
in terms
continue.
of the farming.
Okay.
And all that, and then the pesticides are sprayed on. We haven't pushed back on that. And what made sense to me, but made it click, is when I realized the industry that was so big behind big tobacco, the Mad Men clan, when the tobacco was deemed poisonous and no longer in favor, they all moved over to big food and big pharma with their scientific minds and got too busy whipping up food.
Better living through science.
That is addictive.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. It sells. It's cheap.
It's palpable. It triggers our evolutionary tendencies to survive. And the results have been, at least since the 80s, 90s on up, has been we've gotten less healthy as a collective. Our children are less healthy. And that's just one component that could be contributing.
Oh, yeah.
There's many more that are for later.
Environmental pollution.
Water, which all that has to be addressed. It can't go on unchallenged or and I just didn't see that being addressed.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
in my election, bottom line was harm reduction. There was no choice on the ballot, no way to use my voice in this manner that would not continue to cause harm. So, like I've heard since I was a kid, the lesser of two evils, and they're both pretty devoid of humanity, it seems. That was the bottom line for me. I could say more, but it might piss off people listening. So if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. If you don't, or you don't care,
that's
here we
the
are.
crazy thing about all this is how it's muzzled people, which maybe I guess was for the good. But there are people scared now to say how they feel, honestly.
Why is that?
Because of the vitriol being
Yeah. Yeah, I don't appreciate that in public discourse. Like, that black and white thinking of, oh, you stood up and asked a question? Oh, you're pointing out this? That means that you are in the complete loony bin over here with these people. But that's not true. That's black and white thinking, and it's meant to keep us from being free.
And connected.
Yeah. If we're connected, we're freer. We really are. But if we're pissed off at each other about black and white versions of very, very complicated issues,
yes,
then we're easier to control if they can keep us in that space.
And yeah, again, and there's so much nuance and level to this in terms of the decision people maybe made in this election.
Yeah.
Was everything from trying to think.
So, train of thought lost, but like, oh well. It's fine. I remember that we were talking about Poodle. He wants us to be a part of the YouTube show, the Tonya Lindsay Show. Maybe we're not supposed to have a conversation right now.
Yeah.
Getting interrupted.
Maybe we're done.
But I feel like we were headed towards how to have a public discourse that doesn't...
It was black and white thinking.
Black and white thinking.
And it was getting us back together rather than...
Yeah.
I mean, I know there are assholes on one side that are being assholes. And then there's assholes being assholes now, just angry. But there's this middle ground of most of us that want to figure it out, want to come back together.
Yeah. Want to, like, understand and reconnect.
Yes. Yes.
That's what we need.
Yes.
We're having a lot of misunderstandings and misconceptions.
Yes. Being lied to a lot.
We are being lied to a lot. 100% of the system.
Wherever you digest your current events, you might want to...
The media.
Triple check it.
It's true.
Just triple check it. That's all. Anyway.
What do you mean? How you triple check it, Mom?
Well, you listen to their version of it. Then you try to find the actual thing they're talking about. See if you can see the entire thing.
So it feels spun to you.
Oh, for sure.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Very filtered, very... Language is being abused to give it a certain meaning before they even start the words. So you've already set to what you're expecting to hear. Is going
Confirmation bias.
There you go. Yeah, all these new terms, they're not very new. They're quite old. They've been used to train the public.
Keep power.
For many, many, many decades.
Mom, is this a revolutionary YouTube channel?
Maybe. Maybe.
We're just two sweet little white ladies living in a red state.
Yeah.
We couldn't possibly be a threat.
No. But
we are.
Yeah.
Because we have brains. And we're going to start talking now. Because we've been
say
through
the
a
wrong
fuck
thing,
ton. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Say what we want until being censored, which is another thing I was very much against.
Yeah, censorship.
I'd rather hear the garbage than have them decide what is garbage for me. Because let me be the decider of what's garbage. I know what to put in my brain and what not to put in my brain. I'm an intelligent person, and I think most people are. So.
But won't someone think of the children?
As a clutch of pearls.
Yeah. There's some credence to that, you know. If we've... That's a whole wad of censorship, a whole wad of things. It's just all around control of discourse, control of ideas. And that's bullshit.
And I guess I'm kind of an absolutist with free speech in terms of not being illegal things, but
yes,
to me the antidote for hate speech or bad speech is more speech, is challenging that speech, is out speaking it.
Yes,
which is important.
And I think that's our job as white folks in the movement towards liberation. That's what we're talking about. That's what it feels like we're talking about. Liberation. I don't think mom's kind of uncomfortable with that. But like what I'm saying is we're just trying to free ourselves from what we're not choosing and what's being chosen for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I also want to bring into the space, into the conversation, when we talk about the discourse, that it is on us, the folks that are not living the oppression. It's on us to be defending. Like, you got a white supremacist account attacking an elected official who's a black female, maybe. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say,
don't just
the people who have been doing this work, the people who have been doing this work mainly have been the people living the oppression. So it's not on them to shout down the hate speech, because the hate speech actually does feed a system that encourages genocide. It's the tip of the iceberg. It's not even the tip. It's like, it's visible, but there's also other things that create that situation that are not visible to us who haven't lived it. My point is, it's for those of us who... Thoughts, man. That's not labor we're putting on any marginalized people. That's labor, I think, that would be good for us folks living in privileges who have the emotional capacity to engage with that kind of hate. Because when you engage with that kind of hate, sometimes it can...
Well, that's the key. You have to have emotional capacity.
Your soul.
Period.
Right. So
and
I
have
think...
the passion for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No matter who.
Folks who don't have the emotional capacity...
Yes.
Feel... I won't tell you how to feel. But I would hope for you peace in your rest. Peace for you in your rest. Your well-deserved rest. Because it really has to be the folks who are continuing to allow these systems. It's really on us to dismantle it. Not for the folks who are getting fucking stepped on. I made you uncomfortable.
About what?
No, I don't know. Talking about the movement.
No, it's your movement.
Yeah, so like free speech, yes. Free speech, yes.
Within legal limits, and what legal covers the things that I hope, it should.
Yes. We also have to talk about like the tolerance paradox. People saying that you're not tolerant of the intolerant. Have you heard that? Sort of. Not you, but like liberals in general. That's kind of how they roll. We're going too much election. It's okay.
We are?
No.
Oh, we weren't supposed to finish.
No, we're doing emotional capacity and connection. It really is just election, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're threading a fine line. I see a lot of people who I've been in relationship with and sort of building community with in like shock and disgust. First time was a fluke, but oh my God, now what does this mean about what I believe about my country and my fellow voters? And that is rooted in truth, but it's also rooted in the black and white thinking we've been trained to do to keep connection from happening. That's not to say that with the emotions that we're all feeling in our bodies aren't valid and don't need to be expressed and come out. Please don't numb it. Try not to stop it. I know that's easier said than done, but like reach out, be in community. I don't know. Election. Is that enough for today?
I think so.
Or we could...
Or it's up to you.